How judgmental are you? This is an important question, especially if you're diving deep into your spirituality. And it's an important opportunity to get out of your ego and into love. Today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the difference between discernment and judgment. Now, with words, there's always this fine line and these nuances between words like that, judgment and discernment. Some people say, yeah, it's important to judge things so that you know if it's good or bad for you. But there's a way you can do it where it's coming from a place of love versus a place of ego and judgment. So if we think about discernment is that it's more of coming from a place of love. So you're not really judging the person. When it comes to judgment, you might be saying like that person's an a-hole or something very extreme, or judging a situation of like, oh, that was so terrible. Right? Do you feel the energy charge, the emotional charge? This often shows you that it's a judgment. So if you're feeling that charge, especially if it's in the emotion spectrum that's not love, like anger, rage, gossiping, talking negatively, labeling something, right? That's judgment. When it's coming from a place of really deep knowing, you're using your inner compass, you can say, that's not really for me. And it's not so much about what the other person is, rather about what is in alignment with you. And that's discernment. And as we are growing in our spirituality, as we are deepening connection, as we are rising in love, it's so important to make this distinction and be really mindful of it when we are relating with others, when we are talking about experiences as well. So let's say you went to see a movie and you were like, oh, it was so crappy, right? That's such a judgment. Versus if you say, you know, it wasn't my kind of movie. I really enjoy movies that are like this and this and this, and I found this movie caused this kind of emotion in me, right? Like there's a way we can talk about things. Now that's just a movie example, but imagine with people, especially the people we love or people that we come across, because it's a very small world. So when you go around speaking about things from a place of judgment, it says something about you. You know, there's that fun, cute saying that says, what Susie says about Sally says more about Susie than about Sally, right? And it's like that age-old thing of like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So it's also one of these things of maybe best not to share unless someone asks your opinion. And you share from this discerning place, not so much from this judgment place. And maybe sometimes your response is even like, maybe you have to experience it for yourself to know. Because everyone has a different experience with everything. So something that could have been an incredible experience for you could be a terrible experience for someone else, right? But maybe it was the exact thing that they needed to go through. So I tend to take people's judgments and even their discernments about experiences and places and people with a grain of salt, because I know that everyone brings out something different in each other, and we all have different karmic connections and ties to each other. And I could absolutely get along well and great with one person, and maybe with another person, we just are like oil and vinegar, right? Like not so gelling, but it's okay. And it's not like I have to, or even anyone you have to get along with everyone and everyone has to be your friend. Absolutely not. And though we can all be nice to each other and kind and not speak negatively about each other, right? So it doesn't mean you have to make everyone your friend, and it doesn't mean you have to be inauthentic to yourself. Absolutely. If you discern that it's important that someone is not in your life, you can, with kindness, love, and compassion, have them set free from your fields, right? So I trust that this video really served you well and supported you in coming into a state of really being self-aware about the difference between judgment and discernment. I'm sending you all so much love. I'm Dr. Nikki Starr. Follow my channel and I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here.